LPT has some distinct disadvantages in the cloud-based broker space, and I'm going to unpack 4 of them for you right here, because here's the reality. LPT is growing quickly, and because of that, it's easy to identify some spots where competitors, the EXPs, the Reals, they've actually had an advantage in some areas. And I want to break those down because what's important is that we're transparent. Okay. And depending on how you look at them, some of them are just raw disadvantages and some of them are actually areas for opportunity. But I'll let you be the decision maker on that. So let's jump right in. The first one is actually the speed of growth, because other brokerages, the EXPs, the Reals, all these others, I use them as a good example because they're great cloud-based brokerages that have paved the way for a company like LPT. Now with those, it took almost a decade to hit 10,000 agents and hit that milestone of agent population, whereas LPT is set to do that in just over 2 years. Right? By the end of March of 2024, we're on pace to be at 10,000 agents or even more. And so what that means is there could be a disadvantage there, because you might think, isn't that a challenge? They had less time to iron out the kinks. Now, others might say, no, that's exactly the edge, because, LPTs had to be really nimble, innovative, and incredibly responsive to meet the demands of such rapid growth. And the rapid growth really means that LPTs had to learn quickly, react to things, right? What works and what doesn't, and making solutions more refined and agent focused. Because growing at this pace can either create a ton of problems, lots of fallout, lots of chaos, or what it seems to be doing, at least in my opinion, is this pace has really made LPT experts at adapting and perfecting the model at what's really an unprecedented speed. It's the fastest growing brokerage in history in the United States. And it's really thanks to the agent population and the feedback, and then the leadership taking that feedback and incorporating it. So they're reiterating a lot, nothing on the core principles, right? Agent first, agent choice, real estate sales first being the core value really of the model. But on little things here and there, going so quickly, it's put a lot of pressure on that core team. I think they've handled it fantastically, and that's showing up in the numbers, because it can grow really fast because of an attractive model for a year or two, or 500 to 2,000 agents. But once you get to that 7, 8, 9, 10,000 agents, you have enough people on board with enough production that any glaring problems become super obvious, and the model either breaks down or adapts. And so that's a huge thing, is the speed can be either an advantage or a disadvantage, because you don't have as much time to sit around and solve all the problems. So that's a distinct disadvantage based on how you look at it. I look at it as an opportunity because it is growing and the momentum is undeniable. And personally, I believe that wherever agents are going, they vote, right? I call it agent voting. And they're voting LPT right now in mass. So there's the first one. Number 2, one of the benefits that the competitors have or had that LPT doesn't is they were publicly traded way earlier than that 10,000 agent mark, right? LPT is not publicly traded. So while this seems like a setback compared to the predecessors or the people that kind of paved the way in this, it could actually be, and this is the way I define it, a golden period of opportunity, because being privately funded allows LPT to make decisions that are in the best interest of the agents and the clients without the pressure of pleasing Wall Street and shareholders. And what you can look at that is autonomy, right? Autonomy means that LPT can focus on building a strong agent-centric culture and take the time and the income really and invest in what truly matters for growth and sustainability. Plus, let's not forget that the journey to becoming publicly traded is on the horizon. And so that also offers an exciting opportunity for early investors and agents to grow with LPT, as opposed to, some of these other companies. They went public with 2,000 agents. They went public and launched in all 50 states right out the gate, which is actually the third point that I'll get to in just a second. But just keep in mind, the more people that are involved pre IPO, pre going to be publicly traded, well, that's just more people that can win, because you look at those other brokerages, look who was in there before they went public and what happened with them. Tremendous growth, great wealth accumulated there. That's fantastic for the small group of agents that were there. Whereas LPT, I mean, who knows what number we're going to be at by the time we go public. So that just means the bigger that number is, the more people get to share in all the benefits. It's the way I look at it. Take it for what it's worth, right? Number 3, geographic concentration. This is an important one because it's grown. LPT has been concentrated in fewer states compared to the others who are already nationwide. Now, what that means is the disadvantages, there's a lot of people in different states that know about LPT, that think it might be a good model, but they simply can't join because LPT has slowly and methodically spread across the US. And so that is a disadvantage for the people inside those other markets that want to participate, can't, and then might even miss the opportunity because LPT isn't there yet. And that's a real disadvantage. What you can see as an opportunity, or I might even interpret as an advantage, is that this focus allows LPT to deeply understand and effectively cater to the specific needs of those markets that they are in, creating a better foundation. Because like we said at the beginning, it's scaling super fast. And if it's scaling so fast, well, imagine if it went to all 50 states. Man, I mean, who knows what we'd be at now? That'd be great for growth, but would it be great for the systems and building a strong foundation? And as LPT expands, that foundation is super important because it needs to support sustainable growth in new areas, because you have to ensure that when LPT does decide to go nationwide, that they're proven that they're prepared. So that's an important thing. Now, the 4th disadvantage, and this is a really important one, especially here in 2024, think about when LPT launched. They launched during a real estate downturn. Some numbers have us at 40% transaction decrease from 2021 to 2022, right? And kind of looking at that, it's been tough. The second half of 2022, all of 2023. I'm speaking to you right now, rates just went up here at the beginning of 2024. And so starting a new brokerage model during a real estate downturn, that's a disadvantage. That's a challenge. And launching LPT during one of the toughest periods in real estate history is not easy. And while others had the advantage of riding real estate booms, we've been building the brokerage, right? The LPT has really been building the brokerage from the ground up in challenging times. Now, this, in my opinion, makes it more resilient. You have to be more resourceful. You have to be ready to take full advantage of every next opportunity, including the next real estate upturn, because there will be one. And so building in the trenches right now, I think actually creates a lot of strength. But it is harder, right? And so when the market rebounds, in my estimation, LPT is really positioned as a leader because, call it what you will, I call it crafted in the crucible of adversity, but that makes somebody stronger, myself included, right? Me personally, I think that challenges create character, and that is really something that I place a personal premium on, and why I'm placing my bet with LPT. So kind of bringing it in for a landing here, what might actually or initially look like disadvantages for LPT are actually, in my estimation, purely opinion here, but this is my genuine belief, is that those are actually the pillars of strength and differentiation in the cloud-based brokerage landscape. The rapid growth, the private funding, the focused and intentional expansion, and the resilience through economic downturns are not just talking points. They are solid reasons that the agents at LPT have thrived and will continue to do so, and the model works so well. So hopefully you got a ton of value out of this, and let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think these are all pure disadvantages? Do you think they're opportunities? I see them as a little bit of both. And living it out day to day inside LPT, I'm seeing that more and more as opportunities and advantages. longer down the road, which for me, I think long term. I'm in this business for the long haul. So now you might disagree that these are advantages and opportunities, right? And feel encouraged. Drop a comment below. Happy to have that conversation with anybody, because I'd love to learn more and see different perspectives. I'm always open-minded about business. And if you see that LPT is a good fit for you, if you want to learn more, if you want to have a chat about what LPT and real estate CEOs can do to partner up with you and really help just take advantage of everything LPT has to offer and what our group has to offer in terms of supporting you and your business and growing side by side with you, there is a link below to book one-on-one time with me. You can also check out realestateCEOs.com to learn more about me and the group and book some one-on-one time where it's confidential and you can learn everything you want to know about LPT and compare to where you're at, where you're thinking about going, and see if it's going to be the right fit. Looking forward to chatting soon. And until then, happy selling.